So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to those online joining us here at the Radisson Hotel in the Dublin City Centre for the fourth meeting of the Dublin Citizens' Assembly. We've just gone through, for those joining online, some presentations from the Assembly members themselves on their particular thoughts in regard to structures, devolved powers, funding, and some other related matters for directly elected mayor. What we're now going to do, I'm going to present for about 3 to 5 minutes, is just some proposals on the structure of your ballot paper. So it's very important for me to emphasise you are not voting on anything this afternoon. Those are the sample papers to generate some discussion so you can shape and mould your ballot paper when we convene in 3 weeks' time on the 1st of October. So we have 3 papers, a paper, 3 different colours, white, yellow and green. We start off with the yellow paper. That's yellow. And this now we're looking at ballot paper 1, the powers of a mayor. You'll see there's instructions at the top. So the possible powers for directly elected mayor are set out in alphabetical order below lines 1 to 11. And we've just put down some of the samples there. You've obviously had some more that you discussed at your tables this afternoon, and maybe some less that you'd like to remove. So the ballot paper will be constructed as follows. So please place an X in the box indicating your preference for the mayor to have powers over, and for example, childcare in the now. In the now, we're taking it that'll be kind of 5 years. In the future, beyond 5 years, or never. You may, if you wish, define what now means. Is it 3 or 4 or 5 years? But that's up to you. And then you have your 4 columns, the function, responsibility, just a picture, an icon of what that responsibility might be, the now, in the future, or never. So please consider that. Come back to us on your thoughts and your considerations on that paper. Yeah, so if you, for example, as we mentioned, if you want to include waste or water or any other additional function responsibilities, please add those in. Okay, the next paper is the green paper. It's ballot paper number 2, the structure. And the focus here is, would you prefer to choose the structure using and some of the models that you've seen this morning, A, B, C, D, or rank it in your order of choice, or do you have an other? And we saw some hybrid models that were presented in the Assembly this afternoon. Or you may wish to build your own model based on a series of questions. We've just given some examples, and that's all they are, the yes, no. So maybe if I went into the, say the third line there, should we have a deputy mayor? If you tick the box yes, there's going to be some sub questions. So for example, is that deputy mayor nominated by the directly elected mayor? Is it nominated by the cabinet? Is it nominated by councillors, etc., etc.? And you'll see there we have at the very bottom in italics, if the answer is yes to any of the questions, then we can suggest a number of different options to provide a solution in each case. So a bit of work involved in that paper. And finally, the white paper. We've got ballot paper number 3. There's a question, a yes-no question. Should there be a plebiscite of the people of Dublin before the role is formally established? It's a simple yes-no. And then there's some other questions regarding funding, the term of the office, the time of the election, the term limits, etc., etc. And again, you may, that's a not exhaustive list, you may add to that or take away as the Citizens' Assembly, as you deem fit. Also, some at the very bottom of that page we have, do you also want to consider, and it's your choice, the nomination process? How do you get on the ballot paper? Campaign spending limits, for example, roles, numbers, terms and conditions of existing councillors, or any other questions for the ballot paper. Again, this is a blank canvas. You design your ballot paper that you will vote on in 3 weeks' time. So we're going to now break into a roundtable discussion moderated by our facilitators. At 4 o'clock, we'll break for coffee. We'll be back at just after 4:10 for some feedback. So over to you. Thank you. And we'll see those online in about a half an hour.